What's going on, everybody? It's your boy God by 2009. I know I usually do this on on my Google Live, but it's a lot of bullshit going on with the YouTube and shit. So I'm gonna do it like this. I want to talk about the pros and cons of being single, because a lot of people don't really talk about it. You know what I mean? Especially as young black men, you don't hear a lot of people talk about it. So I want to talk about from my perspective of being, the pros and cons of being single. It's I'm gonna start with the cons. For the kids out there that don't know what cons mean, it's like the negative aspect of being single. You know what I mean? It's the cons of it I would see is, at times it could be, you would like to have that partnership, definitely, it would be a lot easier at times to have that partnership or that strong other half, to stick by you and help you do certain things, just be there with you and have that moral, spiritual support, and just have that person, be like, oh, you forgot this, or oh, you might need to put this on, or just little small things, little tiny things that we really don't think about. Oh, you don't have to do that. I'll cook that. We can go here. Just have that extra opinion, that extra suggestion, that extra boost of energy, that extra moral support. You know what I mean? That means a whole lot. You know what I mean? It does mean a whole lot. And those are, I would say, would be the biggest cons. Being, having that extra time to yourself at times when you would rather have somebody, value supporting you. Let me see. Cons. You just like I said, just had that person extra. For me personally, so I'm gonna do this. I can't say everything in general. You know what I mean? That moral support definitely is a big con. I would say that's a big con. Having that moral support, not having that woman, just having that person right there with you. You know what I mean? Just to be there with you, having that woman is, a woman does play an enormous role, and it is, it's enormous. It takes an enormous part out. It takes a lot out of you. You know what I mean? Not to have that other half at times, but I see as far as the pros, they outweigh the cons by 1,000. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that, because the only cons I can see is not having that moral support. It can go either both ways, you know what I mean? Because she can either be a deficit on your life, or either she can be an increase in your life, you know what I mean? So you don't never know. So it's like as far as the pros, is you have so much opportunity to build yourself, to work on yourself, to be the strongest man you can be. So when you finally do get that chance, I'd be blessed with that chance, to have that woman, or that woman you want to be with. You already prepared. You already been grown to do so. You know what I mean? You already then had your ups and downs. You went through your trial and error as far as growing up and trying to perfect yourself and trying to better yourself and just trying to be a better person. You have so much freedom to travel and explore the world around you. The world is so much bigger than your coast or your state or your country. It's an enormous world out here, and so much we haven't seen. And, not having a woman and no kids, it's definitely, that support system, when you're ready. But if you're not prepared for it and you really want to travel and go places and be youthful and be young, whether you in your whatever age, it's like once you have kids and a family, you have to commit to the bit, you in it to win it. A lot of people don't realize that till after they had kids and got married, and that's something you should already been prepared for. That's something you should already knew before you even jumped into it from the get-go. So I'm not going to put my child, another woman through that when I'm not ready to indulge in that type of commitment, because I know it's a very serious commitment. We can all laugh and giggle and our family members can pat us on the back, but we are the ones that's going to have to live with that decision regardless of who's proud of it, who encourages it. If we're not committed to it and we're not really going to be a part of it, it's going to become a disaster, and the child at the end of the day is going to be the one that suffer the most, because they're going to have to be in between all that shit, and it's going to be hard for them to deal with, and it can be a headache, and it's a pain, and it's unfair. So that's another situation I've been able to avoid by being single. You know what I mean? I don't want to be, I want to be a husband, just a man. I don't have to necessarily be your husband. I want to be a man. I don't want to be your boyfriend or your baby daddy. You know, I'm a grown ass man. You know, you call kids little boys. Like, that's what a lot of women kind of irritate me when they call young men, you know, little boys and little shit. A lot of these young dudes got more sense and more strength than a lot of the motherfuckers y'all be dating and calling men out here. They don't even be men. Y'all be calling these young men, you know, little boys, but they ain't nothing little about them. They real. They know what's going on out here. You know what I mean? Because a little boy, you know, can make big things happen. You know, you can put that wherever you want to put it. Take it wherever your mind take it. You know, it don't matter. But yeah, never underestimate a person because of their age. And let me see, another pro. You just have the world is your oyster, and you just without, you know, having that extra person wearing you down, you able to do so much. The boundaries are limitless when you're single. You have so many aspects. You think if I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this. I make videos for y'all like that. It wouldn't be the same, because I would have to you know, my attention would be totally on her. You know what I mean? She would want my attention. She wouldn't want me putting as much energy as they're doing these videos. And so I'm able to put my energy and my efforts into doing things and projects and creating and, you know, exploring things that I want to do. You know what I mean? I don't have to be put into a box because my girlfriend doesn't want me to do something in particular, or she doesn't like what I'm doing in particular. So that's another thing. Let me see. I say another pro. A pro as far as being single, man. You just able to have that freedom. It's extreme. Your freedom is limitless. Your opportunities are limitless. You don't have that extra, you know, thing to hold you down. If I want to go out of town and don't want to tell nobody, I can do that, because I don't have that extra handler. You know, I mean, a lot of people calling their wives and girlfriends, but boyfriends and husbands, but most of the time they your handler. You know, they tell you what to do, you know, when to go. You can't do certain shit without permission. If they don't like certain things, you can't do it. They're your handler. They're your caretaker. They're not your lover. They're more of your caretaker and, you know, your babysitter. And I'm a grown-ass man. I don't need nobody to tell me what I should be doing or how I should be talking or how I should, you know, what my beliefs should, how I should focus and pinpoint myself and my frustrations. You know, a lot of people get into these relationships and things, and then the person try to take total control over them, and I'm not going for any of that. So that's just what it is, you know. And before you jump into these relationships, have unprotected sex, do whatever, man, think about that. Think about, is this a person that I want to be with for the rest of my life? Is this something that I actually want to really do? Am I doing it because I've been groomed to do it all my life? I've been brainwashed by society to jump into situations and relationships that I really don't want to be in, but I've been, you know, brainwashed all my life to want to be a part of this stuff, and I don't really want to do it. So it's like, what is it that you want to do? You know, what is it that, you know, where are you trying to take your life? Where is it that you want to pinpoint yourself? You know, ask yourself these questions before you jump into situations or commitments that you don't want to be in, man. Realize that your your freedom, your solitude is a gift from God. It's golden. Silence is golden, man, because you get so much, this world is so motherfucking confusing and chaotic and so much shit going on, man. A man needs peace. A man needs quiet. A man needs tranquility. A man needs just a peace of mind. I mean, just silence. Just, a man needs that. Is very important, man. It's very important because a lot of people give themselves to people and they don't even know themselves. They lost and they don't realize how lost they are. And they jumping into these situations and they not even a whole person for themselves. They don't even understand themselves. They don't even know themselves. So they can't give nothing to a child. They can't give nothing to their husband. So I'm going to build myself up. You know what I mean? I feel like at this position I am now, I'm ready, to indulge in, a strong relationship. But I want to find the right woman. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to jump into things. But I feel like the opportunities are limitless, and I'm very optimistic about the future. What the future has in store for me. The Lord told me, He'll send me the right person right in due time, and I'm not gonna keep sending prayers and because that's showing my little lack of faith. I'm not worried about that. He got too much other stuff he need me to concentrate on, and I know He's gonna have me where I need to be, the woman that I need to be with. And you need to understand that also. So don't worry about that. Just handle what you need to do and realize that you've been given a golden opportunity that a lot of people don't really take advantage of is their freedom, their being single. You know what I mean? Don't be in a rush to jump into nothing, because a lot of times that's what you're jumping into, a dead-end situation. So pace yourself and get to know yourself. Then you can give yourself to somebody else. Then you can build with somebody else. Then you can establish a foundation that's strong with somebody else. But if you don't know yourself, you waiting to fail and fall flat on your face. So take the time. Be very shrewd when you picking a spouse or getting a relationship with anybody, because a beautiful face. And beauty's only skin deep, is how loyal is she, how selfish and how selfish is she, what I'm saying? How self-indulgent is she, what are her morals and values? Where is her spirit at? Do she believe in the Lord? Do she pray? All this stuff has it plays an enormous part, in the person, and how the future with you and this person how it's gonna work out, man. So I don't go by no pretty face, man. I go by the spirit, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. I'll walk away from a pretty face in a heartbeat, but I'll run to a beautiful soul in the same heart and breath take, you know what I mean? And women look at me like, don't you look at me? Don't you see how beautiful I am and all that? Yeah, you beautiful, but on the inside, it's not that much to desire. It's definitely not that much to desire. So I'm going to definitely be careful who I choose to be with. And you do the same, man. So I'm going to leave y'all out with this joint, man. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace out.